Step 27 in becoming an entrepreneur and making that transition from being an employee. If you're here, this is awesome because this is where it really starts to get fun and you get to start to see a lot of growth opportunities. So if you've made it this far, you have your legal team, your finance team, your insurance team, you have your web development team, you have all these things that are working and orchestrating, and you as the founder remove yourself from all of this. The more you step back and you have a team and a system around you of people that you trust that you can activate to do things for you, the more you delegate, the more that you can work on the strategic stuff in the business, getting new clients, shooting more content, going out and networking, meeting people, speaking, and becoming the brand and the face and the authority that you set out to be in the first place. All of those foundations, if you've made it this far, are absolutely there. And this is the fun part. Let's identify our first batch of clients. So we've had a couple people, we did our LinkedIn big lightning strike moment. People are starting to know who we are. You're starting to develop a reputation as that one coach, consultant, personal brand that has that thing. You're doing that thing differently. Like you have that slant, you have that little different edge to you versus everyone else in the market. People are excited and they want to start working with you. So now we're at the point where you maybe have a couple clients on board, your Stripe integration is working with your Webflow website, your team's happy. You know, you've made that jump. You have that little nest egg. Take a deep breath. That's awesome. We're in a really good place. Now it's time to start scaling. How do we scale? We have to get more clients. How do we get more clients? There's a million different ways. So we can start with some cold outreach. We can do some paid ads. We can do organic posting. You know, we can do networking and in-person events. Any of those 4 buckets and categories will work. I would highly encourage you, if you've ever been in sales, marketing, SaaS, AI, tech, healthcare, doesn't matter. If you've done customer outreach before, that's a really good thing. If you have never done any cold customer outreach before in your life, you've never knocked on a door, never done a cold call, never done a sales call, there's a couple different options for you. The 4 things that you're going to have to do are cold outreach, paid ads, organic posting, or networking or in-person events. They're primarily the 4 buckets that you can launch your business with. If you don't feel comfortable doing cold outreach, you're going to have to lean into ads and probably overspend to acquire new customers. If you're not in a position to do that with budget yet, you're going to have to lean into either doing organic posting and adding free value or going out and networking and just meeting people the old-fashioned way. Any of those 4 strategies can work. What I highly recommend you to do is lean into one of those things. And by lean in, I don't always mean do it yourself. There are agencies and partners and companies out there at every one of these pillars that are dying for businesses like yours to pay them to do the stuff. So let's first talk about cold outreach just over email. Over the past 5 years, there's been amazing advancements in cold outreach for email. Started with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. It went to platforms like Apollo and Instantly and Clay and all these ways that you can just get a massive volume of people inside of your avatar, understand who they are, get their email address, and send them cold outreach. So when we say cold outreach, it means we don't know the person. We have an idea of who we want to reach out to. There are platforms that can illuminate who these people are in their profiles. You can use credits and pay for these softwares to send direct communications to those people, in most cases, either email or LinkedIn. So that's what cold outreach is. There are a million agencies and even platforms that do this, some very well, most not so well. The limiting factor with this new age of outreach is that everyone has done it now. So it's diminishing returns a little bit, where cold outreach becomes very, very difficult at scale to personalize that note and make sure that someone truly understands who you are inside of a cold email. How many spam emails do you get from people that you either just toss or just ignore and you walk the other way and never think about that person again? Where a lot of times that person is trying to put a lot of thought into writing the right message that's going to attract you to their offer. So if your cold outreach doesn't work, there's a million reasons why. The offer sucks, the brand sucks, the outreach team sucks, the avatar is wrong. There's a million reasons why that wouldn't work. So cold outreach is showing diminishing returns as we get more mature in this model. And I would probably direct you towards one of the other things. Now, doing paid social and paid outreach, paid ads, it could be television, social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, doesn't matter. If you're doing paid social, it could be paid search on Google. This is going to be costly. And for a brand that really doesn't have a lot of stuff yet and a lot of SEO juice and a lot of reputation, it can be a very, very quick way to adopt new customers, to attract new people. You can get a lot of leads really quick, but you could also throw away a ton of your money really, really fast and leave yourself broke when your margins go way, way down, your acquisition costs go really, really high if you don't know what you're doing. My recommendation, again, is find an expert expert. If you want to do paid ads, that's Google pay-per-click, paid social, paid television, paid radio, paid whatever, find a media buying firm that works with startups like yours. There's a ton of them out there. Rhythm does this at a very, very high degree for startups, for personal brands. We would love to work with you to run some of your paid ads for you, especially on social media. We get anywhere from 6 to 15x returns on that spend for our own brand as well as our clients. So if you want to build that engine, there's a very specific way to do that that we dive into a layer deeper in our course and that we dive into in our own system. So paid outreach and paid social is definitely a way to get a lot of quick leads, but you can spend a lot of money really fast. So I would highly encourage you to work with a professional, find a good agency, look up paid social agencies, paid Instagram agencies, Facebook agencies, make sure that they're Facebook or Meta certified or Google certified partners, and you can lay that as the foundation to build your first ad campaigns. The third thing that you can do is just doing networking that actually works. You can go out to shows, you can do local networking, you can set up your own group, you can set up your own workshops, invite other people to come talk about the stuff. So I would highly encourage you to go out and network, go to networking events, go to chamber events, find people in your area that are doing similar things or avatars that people you can help, and go just see where they're hanging out. Immerse yourself and become the brand outside the walls. Get outside and do it the old-fashioned way. Shake some hands, go to trade shows, meet people, drop business cards, add value, bring your playbooks with you. Do anything that you possibly can to add value to those people in the community. The more you do that, the goodwill will all come back to you through referrals, through recognition. You can shoot all those moments and get it for social media, for content. So the more that you're out there visible, the better off this will be. The last component and the last bucket you can do to start working on your business to get the word out there right now today is organic posting, organic social media. You can go anywhere in the world with this. You can show up in any market, any corner of the internet that you want if you're organically posting. That could be on YouTube, your podcast, social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, anywhere that you deem appropriate. Like we talked about earlier, I would highly recommend picking 1 or 2 channels that you feel you have an audience in or where your avatar is hanging out. YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn for us are the top 3. We find that those 3 platforms give us the biggest opportunity for return because I used to work at Meta. I understand the algorithms. I've built 2 businesses that have exited specifically on social media, on Facebook and Instagram ads. So that's my wheelhouse. I feel very comfortable there. As mentioned, we typically get between 6 and 15x returns on paid social ads. So it's a great way to lead generate, a great way to build brand for us. We know the system really well, but same thing. If you're doing it organically, find the system that works. Go hang out where your avatar is hanging out. If they go to YouTube to watch how-to videos, they want to be inspired. If they're on TikTok or Instagram because they want just, the doom scroll time and you want to try to show up where they are, meet your customers where they are. The last thing I'll tell you is that it's not a great idea to do all 4 at the same time. There's absolutely no way that you can be a great paid media buyer, you can be a great organic poster, a great cold outreacher, and a great networker. Most people are really good at if 1, if not 2. So pick the 1 or 2 that you think that are within your budget, within your time frame, where your avatar is hanging out. But those are the 4 pillars that if you invest into 1 or 2 of those, you should be seeing returns that are anywhere from 2 to 5 to 10 to 15% when you're spending money on those things. The return on your time, you're going to see that when you're doing the cold outreach or when you're doing the organic posting. You want to make sure that every time you post something, it's not for vanity. It's not for just getting your name out there. That's a hobby. You're building a business here. You want to be systematic in your approach to make sure that we don't want to be too spammy. We don't want to be salesy. We want to add value to people if you're going the organic route. So having a system, having a plan, and having a process in place for any of those 4 components, we dive 10 layers deeper to in the course. We'd love to have you there to determine what the best channels are for you and how we can help you achieve your goals.